Welcome to the City of Del City City Council meeting for July 6th, 2026. Good evening, everybody. How are y'all? Hope everybody had a great 4th of July. We had a fun. I got caught in that storm and more on the way home, and that was an adventure. My wife, I was doing 20 miles an hour down the highway, and my wife's like, slow down, slow down. You would. All right. How about the roll call?
Councilman Dean. Here. Councilwoman Finch.
Here.
Councilwoman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Tatum. Here. Mayor Childers.
Here. All right. Invocation. Would you mind doing the invocation tonight? Okay. Michael, would you mind doing the invocation this evening?
Will you join me in prayer, please? Father God, Lord, thank you, Lord, for this wonderful day. Thank you, Lord, for every day that you give to us. Thank you, Lord, for our wonderful community and our state and our country, Lord. Lord, we come to you tonight and pray for the safety and well-being of our armed forces here and abroad, for our first responders here in the city, and for the rest of our employees as well. And Lord, we pray to you to be with us at this meeting tonight and help us make the right decisions for our city of Del City. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, Mr. Cheney, would you do the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, time for that public and council input. We're going to do our public input first. We allow for a total of 30 minutes. Each person who comes up to address has a total of about 5 minutes. At that point in time, hello.
Please turn off your cell phones at this time.
Busted big time. All right.
Good evening. My name is Troy Balke, and I live at 4000 Southeast 10th Street here in Del City. I just want to address the storm damage that we've had recently. And I was first I seen it on social media about how the city was charging extra for anything more than 4 cubic yards of debris. I'm a renter. I have a rental, and I had 2 big piles, and I verified it when I come and paid my bill that yes, we were going to be charged extra for something beyond our control. And I just don't feel that's really something that, I mean, to bill the residents for something, and I never use belt trash pickup, but I've never been credited for not using it. But now you're saying you're going to charge me extra whenever I have something that's out of my control. It just doesn't sit well with me. So, you know, I took pictures of all around my block because I was out power for 2.5 days before they got back on. And everybody on my block across the street had power, across that street had power, but our block didn't have power for 2 days. Luckily, I had a generator, so I didn't lose food. But yeah, it's just, I don't know if I'm going to be charged for that, but I was informed that when I paid my water bill that yes, if anything more than 4 cubic yards, and we all know limbs can exceed 4 cubic yards very quickly, especially when OG&E is out there making room and getting, doing their job, and I appreciate that very much. So that's just something to consider, if maybe not charging the people for storm damage and debris. And something else about I hope everybody had a good 4th, but the fireworks, we see Del City posting that they're illegal. Del City Police Department, they're illegal. But you call in from the neighborhoods and everything, no enforcement whatsoever. I have a friend that lives over on Scott Street, and the Mid-Del Therapy or something like that, senior living, assisted living therapy, had a big show Friday night, had all sorts of debris. I mean, a big show, and they did it again last night. She called me over there, I went and I took a video of all these fireworks they had set up in the parking lot, and I mean, her house is right next door. is it permitted or is it illegal? Is it, I mean, if residents would just like to know, is it, if it's illegal, please enforce it. If it's going to be legal and you're not going to enforce it, maybe ask for permits, like a garage sale. If you want to set off fireworks, charge us for a permit, we cut it off at, 10, 11 o'clock, because, 4th of July. That's about all I have to say. Thank you.
Ellen Cotillo, 4817 Southeast 19th Street. I just want to say real quick, thank you guys for purchasing the microchip scanning equipment. I'm hoping the sign is printed and we get them up soon. I spoke with JD, and 4th of July was a nightmare, unfortunately. Dogs come up missing, dogs couldn't get scanned, so I'm just concerned. I know hopefully we get them up soon so we can at least one piece of the puzzle, get that at least so we can help the dogs. Facebook was crazy about microchips that weren't updated, so it's nothing, but I do appreciate everything, of course, you guys are doing for us, and we're still working on moving the donation boxes to other locations. One is at the church on 29th and Vicky with Vera. Yeah, the Nazarene Church. One box is there, but I was talking to Claudia that we need a couple more locations if possible, so we can spread them around, because we are dwindling very quickly with what we have. And to comment on the fireworks, it sounded like bombs were going off at our house, and my dogs were super, super scared, but they had a safe space in the garage so they could go potty. That way they did not have to go out, because I do not want to lose my babies at all. So I think it's about it. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All of you, thank you. Appreciate you.
Hello, I'm Rhonda Smith. I live at 3225 Southeast 16th Street for 50 years, as a matter of fact, this year. I just have a question about roosters in our city limits. Do we have an ordinance or a law about that? Do you know what it is offhand? Okay. The reason I'm asking is the neighbors across the street, they've built like these gigantic pens. And the only reason I know that you would want to have roosters, there's probably 12 or 15. They crow constantly. And the only reason I can think of is if they're going to fight them. I haven't seen them do that. I don't know that that's what they're doing. They don't do it in their yard, thank goodness. But it's so annoying. It is so loud. And I just wondered if there was anything that we could do. If we have that ordinance or law, can it be enforced? I have spoken with our animal control, and she did tell me that there was a law, but that she doesn't enforce it. And I thought, well, if you lived on my street and had to hear that all the time, maybe you would enforce it. I just would appreciate you guys checking into that for me. Thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Pam Williams, and I live at 4724 Trina Drive. There is a creek behind us, and I've called several times to code enforcement. There are trees, I'm not very tall, but they're taller than me, in the middle of it. I have a yard man that does my yard, and he keeps behind mine pretty well down, and I pour weed killer, but it is so overgrown now. I mean, it's terrible, and the snakes and all kinds of things. We've already had snakes, but there's some trees that are this tall in the middle of the creek where I would be down anyway. So, and I've called, and nobody has even called me back. One time I called, and I said I had a cement truck ready to cement, and I'm thinking you guys would call back, and nobody called back. Because last year, I said, well, I'll just cement back there. And they said, oh, you can't do that because it's not your property. So please, somebody, go back there. And I know y'all don't have a lot of help, but I want to say, maybe one of you men could strap on some pants and get you a weed eater and go at it, because I've done it myself. So please and thank you.
Could you repeat your address, please?
I talk real fast. 4724 Trina.
Roy McCall, 3403 South Wolford. A couple things. Again, getting back to the bulk trash, we have at least 3 different individuals on 33rd Street where I live who've had their bulk trash out for over 4 weeks now. Our pickup was a week ago. For some reason, the city did not pick those up.
Okay.
And I'm just like, well, why? And I know you know. So, you know, it's just a question there, what's going on? Do they have to be reported in order for something to be done? Or what's the deal? That's my bitch. Now, pat on the back for you guys, the city as a whole. We just ran our first edition of our newsletter through the printer that the city furnished for us, for all the neighborhood watches. They came out great.
Excellent.
Excellent phonics or fonts. It's black and white, yes, but it was clear. It was a black and white. There wasn't no gray. So that worked out real good. We really, really appreciate it. We understand that there may be what they call a folder in the works for us, because printing it on a 9x17 sheet and folding it in half by hand is not fun.
Yeah.
Especially when you're looking at approximately 1,500 for just our area. The other area neighborhood watches are going to be using it as well. They're going to be printing a 9x17, and we just have 4 pages. Some of them have 6 to 8 pages that they're going to be folding together.
Wow.
So thank you for looking into a folder for us. We understand they're costly. About another $4,000 for just a run-of-the-mill, might be able to work it out type thing, but hey, it beats burnt fingertips. I know. So thank you for that. I did get some more information this afternoon or this evening from Captain Taylor as far as some things that are coming up with the police department. Glad to hear that. Reinstituting maybe the round table. It's time to get to work on the Shop at the Cop and the fundraiser for that, which is October the 15th. So I told you we'd be bringing that same stuff again, didn't I? So anyway, thank you very much. Appreciate all your effort, and have a good night.
Anyone else? All right, we will close the public comment. Any council input this evening?
Just happy 4th of July. I had a good time, except for all the fireworks.
The fireworks were crazy. They didn't even stop last night. They went on till about 2 o'clock in the morning at our neighborhood. It's one massive, let's all break the law together situation. And so, as you can imagine, I imagine from Chief Stogner's point of view, they are doing something about it, but they can't get everywhere all at once. And it's just crazy how many people are out there just flaunting it. And so, at some point in time, we've got to take a look and see how we can address this in a way that would be beneficial for everyone. Because we don't need to have so many people out there breaking the law. And so maybe it's something we should talk about and come up with some kind of solution. Anybody else? Oh, one last thing. I wanted to give a shout out to Chief Stogner and his guys for making a huge difference in our thrifty shopping issue we have down in the south side. They've taken some actions that have made a difference. And so I wanted to reach out and say, way to be inventive, way to work and try to find solutions to a problem. And what you're doing is seeming to work so far. So let's keep up the good work, guys. It's amazing. We need a lot of that. And that's all I've got. City manager report.
Okay, quite a few things on. We're just going to go over the city stuff. I've got some stuff for the MSA and EDA also. But starting with the fireworks, let's go ahead and just eat that elephant one bite at a time when it comes to this. It is commonplace in many cities that there is leniency on the 4th of July. And we are very, very happy that our nation celebrated its 250th year, and we look forward to many, many, many more. It is now the 6th of July. The birthday party is over. We are not doing the birthday for the week. So as excited as I am for tonight's 7 o'clock World Cup game for the United States, even if they win, I will not be popping fireworks at my location. I would request that you do not either. So Chief Stogner and I have already been in communication with this. The fireworks ordinances are strictly enforced. So please ensure that is not the case. Many people have been actually giving names, dates, times, locations of exactly where people are. So please, as a reminder, that is over. Thank you so much. We do appreciate that. In regards to certain businesses popping fireworks, we do have a professional fireworks permitting process that goes through our fire department, where they pay for a permit fee and they actually have a legitimate professional, is that the terminology, Kyle? Professional fireworks pyrotechnic specialist that comes out and does it. Not self-proclaimed pyrotechnic specialist, as many of us have come to be on the 4th of July. So just as a reminder, we've also had a lot of conversations about Governor Stitt's Rockets Red Glare Act. As a reminder, that is for unincorporated parts of the state. Del City is a municipal corporation and we are corporated. Is that the right word? City Attorney, corporated? If not, I got a pretty good word on that one. So yes, there is the answer on the fireworks, and they go back to being strictly enforced. Thank all of you for the patience that you always show on 4th of July, but we are now, as I said, at the 6th of July. Moving on past that, a couple of items that we have coming up on the city side in no particular order. We are in communication with Cox Communication to update our franchise agreement. Legal is working very hard on that, as is our project management team and our development team. So I do want to let the council be aware if there's any issues with Cox Communication, now is the time to bring it forward so that we can get any items addressed before we bring that to you all in the coming months. For those of you that did not hear, the city of Del City is now the proud owner of 507 South Townsend Place. So those of you in Midway Village, we now own the old Midway Village grocery store after 5 years of working on that project. So woohoo, step in the right direction. For those of you that are unaware of the project, this is taking away, we're going to be raising and removing the old grocery store and parking area and expanding that small pocket park in Midway Village through help with the grant from the Land Water Conservation Fund, sponsored through the National Parks Program and the State Department of Tourism. So we are greatly appreciative of the grant funds that are coming in to take care of that. As of right now, the property has been completely boarded and sealed to protect everyone until we get to the demolition portion. So if anybody in the Midway Village area has any concerns about that property, it is now under the city's control and we'll be happy to take care of any issues that you have. So please bring that forward. But I just want to give a huge shout out to the staff, past and present, and the teams that have worked so hard to get this 5 years running, but we finally have it there, and that's a step in the right direction. So great to see that project getting off the ground, and a good hit for Ward 4. So good there. Now moving on to Ward 3, and I'm gonna have to do something for Ward 2 and 1 now that I realize I'm going down on the park side of things. We had an awesome special meeting of the council last week to go over the park planning for Ward 3. I want to let you all know that we are in the process now of getting some planning together that we're gonna be going through with our park, or I've got to think of what the terminology, park engineer, I'm sure there's a fancier word for that. Recreational and landscape engineering, there's probably something fancy there that raises the price, but we are working on that as well as looking at procuring that property. So I do want to let you all know that is in the works, and we should have responses from our real estate agent by the end of this week. He did respond to me last week with some info, but not enough to really report yet until we get further. And in the meantime, we are moving forward on that, so very happy with that. Speaking of grants, Kyle, can I borrow you for just a second? So we were informed last week when it comes to grants that we received the RTP, the Recreational Trails Program grant.
We did.
Can you tell us about it?
Where's Walter at? Good. All right. So we received $300,000 to extend the Bomber Trail from Midwest City to Eagle Lake. Walter has been on me for that for many years, has been on all of us on that for many years. So that is a good start, the $300,000. We will actually have enough money in phase 1 for the survey, the design, and then we will actually start construction as part of this grant process. So we will actually, in phase 1, we will see trail laid and a trailhead as part of the project. So you'll actually be able to have physical, something physical to look at as part of this. So very excited about this. I was yeah. It's been a lot of work. So Logan did a great job. Andrew did a great job. It's well deserved. We put in a lot of work. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Any questions? All right.
Nope, good work.
So just a quick item on the RTP. We are very happy to see this starting $300,000. As a reminder, this is phase 1. It sounds like there's going to be 2, 3, 4, or 5 phases to get this all the way to completion, but it's a heck of a great start. Special thank you to you, Kyle, to Logan Wilson from our grants department, and to Andrew Myers, our city planner, for working so hard on getting that done. And Walter, thank you for the continual options, ideas, and being part of the steering committee that you are being volunteered for whenever we start the grant process. So thank you so much for that one. So it is always great to hear that we have another grant happening on the horizon. A reminder to let everyone know, a request has been made for a joint session of the City Council, the Planning Commission, and the Board of Adjustment, for us all to meet up in one big group and kind of get everything prepared of what we want to see in the coming years and make sure we're all in lockstep with one another of the different projects and plans and things that are coming. So please check your calendars for that. You will be getting some email information from me so that we can set up that date and time. This will be the first time we've ever had a joint session with 3 different legislative bodies or sub-bodies. So this will be a fun item for myself, the clerk, and the attorney to figure out how that's going to go. And 3 different gavels is going to be fun too. So this is going to be interesting how that turns out. But please be on the lookout for that. And that is a 100% open public meeting. Most likely will be at the community center, because I think gathering another 15 people around this horseshoe might be a little bit tough. Could be fun. So we have that one up and coming. So please be aware that's up and will be here shortly. Chief Stogner, we did receive a report on the jail.
Yes, sir. We just had our jail inspection last week. Just got the report back today with no deficiencies. That was about it. There was nothing else in it other than no deficiencies.
And that came from the State Department of Health?
Yes.
Which, for those of you keeping track at home, there are other jails in Oklahoma County that did not pass that. So,
So this is for the Dells.
I said the quiet part out, didn't I, boss? Sorry about that. Moving on.
Manager, this is for our Dell City Jail.
Right, yes. This is for our little one, yes. So, last but not least, for everyone, as a reminder, we do have a GeoBond election coming up August the 25th. As I have stated a couple of times, I'll be bringing you all information each week on this every time that we meet for a public meeting, as well as going to neighborhood watch meetings, Rotary, Kiwanis, anyone that will have me so that I can get this information out there. And the first thing I want to talk to you all about in this particular session is the need for the new fire engine. As the major purchase that's going to be on this, if this $3 million bond goes through, at least $1.5 million of it most likely will be going toward the purchase of a new fire engine. So for those of you that have talked or have seen things, I've noticed some people asking questions about our fleet. I want to be very clear. I am incredibly proud of the hard work and dedication that our firefighters and our fleet department put in to keeping these vehicles looking brand new, but they are over 12 years old each. The average lifespan of an engine or any public safety vehicle stops at 10. Our teams have been able to keep it going, which is a testament to making sure that our teams are good stewards of the taxpayer money, and we're very appreciative of that. As the engines get older, they tend to get placed from being front line to the second line or the back line. When they go back to that second line and we put a new engine on the front line, it's good for another 8 to 10 years on that as a backup of what we need. And then after that backup does go outside of its shelf life, that's when you see it either get donated or sold to other agencies. For those of you that are unaware, the last engine that we donated, that I believe that was our vice mayor that donated that, if I recall correctly, that is currently in use at the city of Hera to this day, to show you how good that we work on our projects and to make sure that things like our vehicles are well taken care of and well maintained. That even that was purchased in the 90s, I believe. whenever we built that one, or whenever we had that engine built, late 90s, early 2000s. And so it's still in play at one of our smaller mutual aid partners. But this new engine that's going to come out, it's going to have all the latest bells and whistles and things that we will need. We will have mock-ups that we're going to be showing off in the coming weeks. But I did want to make sure everyone is aware of what is the need for it. And the biggest thing to remember on a public safety vehicle like a fire truck, they don't leave the 7.5 square miles of the city unless we're called for a major disaster at the state or federal level, which thank the Lord we've not had that. But anytime that we have something going on with these fire engines, it is not the mileage that plays into the factor. It is their hours of their engines in operation. Remember, they may only travel half a block to get to you from their fire station, but that could be running anywhere from 20 minutes to 20 hours fighting that fire or taking care of whatever's happening at that scene. And that goes to the same for our other public safety vehicles. But so if everyone has questions about that, please don't hesitate to reach out to either myself, the fire chief. We'll be happy to explain anything, let you see our current engines. They always love showing off what they have, even if they are 2013 models. We are still very appreciative of those votes even back then, and we ask for your vote coming up on this one. The other item that we're getting is a brush rig rescue combo. That is a new thing for us. You have brush rigs by themselves. Those are the ones that go and fight wildland fires and things of that nature. And then you have the rescue vehicle, which comes to you when you have an emergency medical call. The city of Edmond turned us on to an idea of combining the two items together. So you actually have the ability to do the brush side and the rescue side. The city of Edmond is getting us some information so we can release that to everyone so they can see, and hopefully they can bring one of the vehicles to let us have an example. Those run about $300,000, so it would be a little bit cheaper to have a combo than have to buy those two items separately. So those are the two items that we're looking for just on the fire side. And like I said, if anyone has any questions about that portion of the GEO bond, please don't hesitate to hit me up anytime or hit up the fire department. We'll be happy to explain where we are, why it's the cost that it is, which I will tell you inflation is a good portion of it, and what kind of items are going to be coming with it. A PowerPoint will be coming out in the coming days to give you that information also, and that will be available on our website. As soon as it gets released, we will make a mass notification so everyone is aware. But you'll start seeing in each one of my reports, I'll be hitting up one of the items we're looking to purchase with the GEO bond up until the election. Ron, did you have a question? August the 25th, Tuesday the 25th. Okay, moving on from my report, City Clerk.
Should I talk about it now or on the MSA?
Go ahead.
Okay. So just to let everybody know and be aware, we have our utility department is pretty much in a complete overhaul. So the girls that have been working in there have moved on up. Let's say moved up within the city, not moved on. They're still employed with the city, but they have moved on to bigger, better things for themselves and also for the city to utilize those assets to the best of its ability. So in the process, we have new utility clerk and two new utility clerks and a new utility supervisor. And so while they get acclimated to the office there, I'm in there helping out. And we are going to have, we're working tentatively for July 31st to have like an open house sort of deal to where the residents can come in and talk to us. And we want to be able to explain our fees, what they are, so that it's clear to everybody and they're not being told one thing by this one and one thing by that one and something, because everybody kind of interprets things different. So we want to have them, they're more than welcome to come in. We're going to have a big explanation of the fees. If they have generalized questions, we'll take those questions and answer them. If they have questions specific to their account, I will have my computer with me, my laptop down there with me. We'll pull their account up, we'll look at it, and take care of that one-on-one, as opposed to that being a part of the whole informational time. So, like I say, we're looking at July 31st and starting it at around noon, since the offices here will be closed at 11:30, and then we'll just move down potentially to the community center and just allow people to come in and ask whatever questions they need and what. Let's try to make things better for the utility office and our residents, and see if we can't just all roll with it and then come to understand it together. If we can't, let's see what we can find out and make it where everybody can understand and we're all on the same page at the same time. Other than that, that's all I have.
City Attorney.
Nothing at this time.
Public Works? That's the thing. Chief Stogner. I was like, I'm looking at him and I'm like, there he is, police chief, there we go. You just came up and talked. Anything you'd like to add for department reports?
I would like to ask something. I received this, I'm sorry. I just wanted to recognize a couple of our officers that responded to a call over the weekend of a drowned toddler in a swimming pool. This happened in the afternoon hours. Yesterday, Officer Brittany Desolates and Officer Aaron Mares responded to the call, immediately took medical action, and resuscitated the child prior to Fire and EMS's arrival on the scene. Once Fire and EMS got there, they were able to take over. The child, as of, I think, about 5 o'clock this afternoon, is back at home and doing fine. So, there will be more to add on this at another council meeting. I'll have more for y'all on this, but as of right now, I just wanted y'all to know. So,
Tell them thank you and good work.
Director Gandy, anything from? I was like, I wouldn't follow that either, bro. I understand completely. But okay, thank you very much. Last but not least, before I close out my reporting, I just want to let everyone know that you will see here, it is the end of the quarter and also the end of the fiscal year. So this is a copy of the financial summary up through everything. So this has everything included from the beginning of the fiscal year to the end on the total cost per department. Just as a reminder, the city clerk and I have between now and September 30th to review everything before it goes to our accounting firm and then eventually to our auditors for the required audit. So I do want to make sure that you all have a copy of this so that when you see the final, you will get a final report of this that we're sending off to the accountants by September 30th so you can see how everything goes if we have to move things. And basically this is our time where we purchase something out of this pot of money and it really should have come out of this pot of money, so we have the ability to move it over and check on it. We got a check in that was 2 weeks after the fact to be able to put the check where it belongs, those kinds of things. And then the other part is any type of encumbered POs. I was like, that was pretty patriotic. I like that. And then
Thought
any
it was
other,
just
yeah.
me.
And then any other purchase orders that need to be closed out, and that money goes back where it belongs. So I'll be happy to go over anything with you all at the end of the meeting, but just making sure you all have your copy. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask.
I have a question. Can you touch base on the police vehicles that we're going to put on through the GEO bond? Because I know on social media there is some miscommunication about the fact that we ordered the trucks, that was for our whole fleet.
Sure. So whenever we ordered the trucks, we are trying to replace the fleet. We currently have, or we are budgeted for a total of 40 sworn officers. And in those 40 sworn officers, all of them do require vehicles. Whenever we purchased the trucks in years past, I believe we have a grand total of 15. So anything that is not one of the new trucks, one of the new 15 trucks, the Explorers were purchased in 2014 and 2018, and even the older Crown Vic models are 2012, 2014 was the last time we got those. So, anybody? What? Tauruses? 2014, okay, Taurus, thank you, not Crown Vic. So, Tauruses, all of those are well past their life expectancy, so we're very appreciative that Fleet has been able to keep them running. But no, we do not have any update on the fleet from back then. We did 15 vehicles out of 40 at the time, and so if this GEO bond passes, it will take out another 10. It will replace 10 vehicles with Explorers, and I'll go into that at a future date, but it will replace them with Interceptor Explorers. Is that the terminology? We do have one on display outside if anybody would like to go take a look. If you all remember, a few weeks ago, the council allowed us to purchase through one of our 2019 loans, allowed us to purchase one vehicle and have it completely outfitted to be able to show what the fleet would look like. So we do have one. So we currently have 16 vehicles, I guess, if you want to put that together. 15 trucks and now one Explorer available that's updated in the fleet. Everything else is beyond its years of service and holding on by the good works of our police department and our fleet department.
Thank you.
All right, let's move forward. Number 6, our consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A, the minutes of the regular council meeting, June 15th of 2026. Item B, blanket purchase order in the amount not to exceed $20,000 for fiscal year 27 annual membership to OML. Item C, the blanket purchase order in an amount not to exceed $90,000 for the ambulatory services for Pafford EMS. And item D, assess abatement costs to property owners in the total amount of $6,271.78 for the cleanup of previously abated properties. I'll open this up for discussion. Any motions?
Make a motion to approve as written, item A, B, C, and D.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Item number 7, contract with Axon Enterprises. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny entering into an agreement with Axon Enterprises. These are for body-worn cameras and related equipment for the police department. I would like to open this up for discussion. Any comments from the chief?
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you hearing this item. I'm bringing this item forward tonight for your consideration regarding a proposed agreement with Axon Enterprises for the police department. This contract is a significant technology update for our agency and will replace our current body-worn cameras and TASER equipment with newer systems that are better supported, more reliable, and aligned with current law enforcement standards. Under this agreement, the department will receive body-worn cameras for all sworn officers, along with the supporting software, unlimited cloud-based evidence storage, and redaction capability. One of the key benefits of this contract is that it includes refreshes for the equipment every 2.5 years, which means our officers will not be left out with outdated technology. Instead, we will continue to receive updated equipment throughout the term of the agreement, helping us maintain an operational effectiveness and ensuring the officers have the access to the latest tools available. The agreement also includes training and certifications for 2 VR training systems, along with the training cartridges, which are supplied by Axon. These systems will give our officers additional opportunities for realistic training in a controlled environment, which is an important part of maintaining readiness and improving performance. In addition, the contract includes a patrol drone first responder system, which will allow our officers to deploy a drone from their patrol car within seconds, as opposed to waiting on a drone operator to be called in. This proposal includes other related technologies and services that can be discussed in more detail as needed. Overall, the contract is intended to improve the officer's safety, strengthen evidence management, modernize our equipment, and enhance our ability to respond effectively to the community needs. One of the specific community-related tools that this contract or that this agreement provides is a community tool where a community member can download or receive a text from an officer, and on that link they can upload directly onto our evidence server any digital evidence. And what that does is it protects the metadata that could be altered or destroyed by sending it through email or by any other means. It goes immediately into the evidence storage, and all of that metadata that is attached to that digital media is captured and retained and untarnished. So I appreciate y'all hearing this, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer.
How many drones does this come with?
Currently, the first one, we get 1 drone, and every 2.5 years, we get another drone.
Okay.
And we will retain the previous one.
Does this also replace all the existing tasers?
Yes, sir. Our existing tasers are the X2, which are obsolete. They're no longer supported by Axon. It updates us to the Taser 10, which is the most current technology available on the tasers. It also, for each, instead of 2 deployments per taser, this allows for 10 deployments per taser with individual loads as opposed to having entire cartridges to pull out. So,
This is going to provide body cameras for all of our on-duty officers.
every officer, including myself.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Are there any new features on these body cams that the officers will be wearing?
There are features such as live streaming. If an officer is in a situation that they feel that the patrol commander or myself should view, they can activate that, which will alert me and all of the command staff that they would like us to watch their live stream. And that is one of the most significant things that is in this updated technology.
So I know that we got drones in the past that's
Yes, sir.
been very effective in finding lost kids, finding, you know,
Yes, sir.
bad guys. What you kind of alluded that the new drone that comes with this is different. That you don't have to wait for a drone operator. And so,
Well, currently we have 2, correct me if I'm wrong, 2 operational drones or 3? Huh? Oh, we have 7. Okay, I'm sorry. How many operators? Okay. All right. So we have drones. Now, keep in mind, this is aircraft technology. I mean, aircraft require a lot of maintenance. So when one goes down, it goes down, and it's down for a while because it falls from the sky. So we try to not push them that far. The drone first responder, the thing about it is designed to be in the patrol car. So I can take that drone and I can put it in the patrol captain's office, and whatever patrol captain is on shift, they take that drone and it can immediately be deployed when they receive a call, as opposed to coming back to the police department, dragging one of the giant Pelican cases out, throwing it in. It is specifically designed for patrol work. So.
one of the things that I was looking at is all this equipment, which is lots of equipment, lots of technology. It ends up costing basically $10 per officer a day. So they get paid a good amount of money per day already, and so the $10 is a very small investment to go and have the nice technology for them.
Agreed.
Are we ready for a motion?
Yeah, I'll entertain a motion.
I believe this
Thank you,
equipment is absolutely necessary, so I'll make a motion to approve entering into an agreement with Axon Enterprise Incorporated under state contract number SW1057A to provide 42 body-worn cameras and related equipment and services for the police department, including all required licenses, unlimited evidence cloud-based storage, and redaction capability. The agreement requires payments of $81,603.70 in August 2026 and $81,603.72 in January 2027. The term of this agreement may extend through January 2036. However, all future payments are contingent upon annual review and appropriation by the City Council. And I will also ask that this be authorized for the mayor to execute any necessary documents.
Second.
We have a motion and a second.
Just a point of clarification. So the agenda item is for 41. Yeah, let's
Should I
correct-
state 41? I believe it is 42, is that correct?
There was a mistake on the quote coming from Axon that said 41, but it is 42.
It is 42?
However, due to the paperwork, I will get that corrected, and however, we need to proceed.
Let's leave it as 42. Approve with modifications.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
while we're discussing this, do we need to specify that we're going with the 10-year contract?
No, I think the motion, I mean, I think he read that
It's
fully in, so I think it's fine.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye.
Thank you all very much.
Anything for our safety for our officers.
Appreciate it.
Item number 8, RFP 2702, lawn and landscape for the city easements in the right-of-way. This is the contract for Willis Commercial Landscaping LLC, who was the lowest, most responsible builder, for the amount of $179,419.90. I will open this item up for discussion. Mr. Micah.
I appreciate the opportunity to bring this RFP to you. This is our right-of-way mowing. Willis did come in as the lowest bidder. Next bidder up was another $40,000. And so I'm pleased to recommend Willis to the council. I have a relationship with them that is a pretty solid relationship. I know there have been some issues in the past with other contracts that they've had, and we're going to work together this next coming year to take care of that. I think the changes in the work that we've done within this contract will allow me to have a little bit of teeth in dealing with Brendan and Carlos, and love Carlos. He's his production manager, and he does a really good job of getting on the ball. For example, we've had an issue with a small block that wasn't getting mowed. I called Carlos, and I said, hey, we need to take care of this, and I drove back by within the hour, and it was done, gone, and clean. And so I'm very happy to have the opportunity to bring Willis to you guys at this rate. It is $179, which is a bit more than it was last year. But I broke it down. I like numbers, and so I broke it down to where I can understand it. And so if we break it down by acre, which they're mowing almost 110 acres for us on a monthly basis, that's going to be $1,661 an acre. If we break it down a little bit farther, over a month period, now that's for the year, over a month period, it's $138 per acre per month. And then if we break it down even to the week level, it's $34.61 a week per acre. Now, I own an acre of land in Del City, and if I can find somebody to mow my lawn for that price, I'm selling my mower. So I really feel like we're getting a good value. It does look like a really large number, but I feel like we have a good value with Willis, and looking forward to working with him if you so choose.
Mike, I think on our last contract, the contract also included emergent, pre-emergent, and also trimming of trees and shrubs. Does that not?
Yes, so they're going to be keeping the crepe myrtles in good shape. Okay. And so those are across from Brahms. There's also a small set or grove, if you will, of crepe myrtles near Value Village. And so we call that the peninsula. That peninsula was added to this contract. It wasn't on last year's contract, and so that's been added. I added actually about 11 acres to their contract over the contract from last year. And so yes, we have within the contract where they are to be keeping the concrete lined canals free and clear of vegetation. And so
does that include Mrs. Williams Canal?
You're talking about Trina?
Yes, on Trina.
So that is a natural drainage ditch.
I know that in the past we have had that cleaned and cut for her.
Right.
Sorry, I'll catch that one on the MSA side, but that will be a stormwater project.
Okay, awesome.
So, yeah.
Yes, yes. On the natural canals, I think there's some other things working that we're taking care of that way.
One last thing, as a resident, one of the things I was super impressed with seeing with your last contractor was the park and walking trail area over there on Sooner Road. When they came in there and sprayed all that, got the grass, the stickers out of there, got the grass looking, pretty darn nice. Really increased traffic, walking traffic through there, and everybody was really pleased with that. And I'd really like to see that continue.
Yes, sir. Yes, and that is in the contract where those walking trails are to be sprayed and vegetation kept off of them.
Perfect.
So that we don't have any deterioration in those areas.
Perfect.
So at like Reno and Sooner and Reno,
Yes, sir.
I found that, that there's a lot of stickers out in that grass next to that sidewalk there. Would that be included in this in this contract?
I don't have citywide vegetation control in there.
Uh-huh.
It's mostly mowing and edging and weed eating.
And then, but for around that gas station and so forth, that is.
Yeah,
that
that's
is-
really bad. So
is
one of
that
my
included
plans.
or not?
No, it is not included in this contract. One of my plans as a certified applicator myself is to teach my crew how to do that right. In the past, my crew has used a tree high-pressure sprayer to spray the grass and kill everything. And so that's one of my goals over the next several months is to get proper calibration, proper nozzles, and start taking care of our own property as well.
And either way, I wasn't trying to get you to go down that road of actually taking that over, but that right of way should be the strip shopping mall's responsibility to keep up. So that would go back to code that we probably need to talk to
Yes,
them.
that's not actually a right-of-way that we maintain.
Right. Okay.
You mentioned specifically you added about 11 acres onto this contract.
Yes.
Could you give us a little idea of what areas you've added?
Yes. So where ODOT doesn't mow, we do. So that's what we're going to pick up. We're not going to pick up all of their property. The goal is to allow our entrances and exits off of I-40 to be beautiful and to have a certain manicured appearance. Now, the tall hill, there's another piece of equipment that I'd love to get sometime later down the road that can take care of that. But for now, from the curb 10 feet in, we will maintain under this contract of the entrances and exits off of I-40 and Sunny Lane specifically, and then I-40 and Sooner, my crew is maintaining those, and there's going to be a little bit more vigilance in making sure that that's done well, and some retraining to make sure that we do it with excellence.
And to be clear, that additional is technically ODOT's jurisdiction and ODOT's requirement, but we're taking it on ourselves and we are billing them monthly. I tried. Hey, I tried. People took me seriously there for a minute. I tried.
I am more than happy
Thank you
to
for
bill
adding
other
that.
people, whether they pay or not. is
Right.
up to you.
You got me on that one.
I was like, yeah. I mean, it never hurts to try. Maybe
Hey.
it goes through. But
Yeah.
no, thank you for adding that. I know that we've had many constituents, including Mr. Jack, saying with that being the welcome to Del City. So you taking that on and adding that feature is a huge benefit to us. Thank you so much for doing
There's
that.
also a spot on Reno between Burke and Branch that there's a creek that runs through there. It's just ugly. And so my goal is to have Reno extremely beautified by the time the Olympics come in 2028, because that's going to be a major thoroughfare for people to get to our 3 hotels that should be packed out. And so we're going to make sure that we do the best we can along that corridor. And so there's a small section in there that I've added as well that will be treated by the contractor.
I did have one question about other people's property that we are mowing. 29th and Sooner, are you talking about that big empty space that we are mowing? That I understand that it is the county that owns that land.
We mow a portion of that. And so the right-of-way, basically from the curb west 70 feet is what we maintain. So the whole field we do not maintain.
Okay, good, because I know that the county would love to just come over here and mow that and take care of their property, I'm sure. Thank you.
Mr. Unruh, there is a large tree branch, a very large tree branch at 12th and Sunny Lane across from Brahms. If Willis goes out to mow that area, are they able to remove that branch, or does the city have to remove it until they can mow?
Is it on the ground?
It's on the ground.
They should be able to remove that. If not, and I've told Brendan that if it's something too big to maintain, their trucks aren't that big, to contact me and we'll work together to have a solution.
Okay.
Within the contract, they are required to pick up limbs, trash, leaves, debris, whatever is in the way of their mowing, they are required to pick that up. And so, and they're also required not to mow over it first, which is, it's easier to pick up one piece than 35,000. And so I keep telling my kids that, but they don't believe me. But anyway, that's one of the things that is required in there. But again, if it needs a backhoe and a one-ton truck, I'm going to work with Brendan and Carlos to do
It's
that.
a fairly large branch. What I don't want to see, though, is them to go out there and not be able to mow it and just mow around it, and then weeds and grass start growing 5 feet high. But they have a contact information through you, and you can get it
Absolutely.
removed.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I will be happy to reiterate that to them as well.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Sir.
I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to approve as written.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Thank you, Micah.
Thank you.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Moving on to item number 9, the ordinance, repeal and replace section 1231, costs upon judgment or plea. A discussion and consideration and
Mr.
possible
Mayor,
action.
sorry. We need to add in to authorize the mayor to endorse same on that one. To authorize, you didn't put that. Just a second, wait, we've had a,
That was my fault. I thought we had to authorize everything. I was just informed by the city attorney that by saying as written, it included. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay. Where was I? I was at Councilman Finch.
Number 9.
Huh?
word the. Yeah.
Oh, we were on the ordinance, number 9. Excuse me. Michael got me all flustered. I usually don't, trust me. Ordinance, repeal and replace section 12-31, costs upon judgment or plea, discussion and consideration of possible action to approve or deny ordinance 1458, amending chapter 12, municipal court, article 1, and general of the code of ordinance for the city of Del City. I will open this item up for discussion.
So just to let you all know, as we made mention of this in a study session a few months back, one of the things I'm asking to change for this new budget, this is called Fund 28, which I know you all are just love getting into the deep funds that we have in all the pages I've given you. It was originally designed for $1 of every court fee that is assessed to someone who either pleads guilty or no contest to a ticket, or is found guilty, I guess, to a ticket, would have to pay $1 into a $7 total. $6 go into a police training fund. $1 goes into an HR labor relations fund. Traditionally, that was more of a past instance to be able to have the funds available when we come to the table every year to do CBA negotiations with our police department. As I have made mention, the fund is no longer necessary, and the funds would be better spent if we were to combine that dollar with the other 6 and place it all into the police training fund, and that which is called Fund 29 for those of you keeping track at home. Fund 29 is designed to provide the extra supplemental funding for police officers to go to training, either in-state or out-of-state, bring in actual trainers to come in if they have fees associated, pay for any type of incidentals that they have, training materials that they need, ammunition when they have to qualify at the range, those types of items. There is money available in the general fund for police training, but then this is supplemental based off of the court fees. So what we are asking for over these 2 ordinances is to remove the dollar that was going into the HR labor relations and close out that fund and move all $7 into the training fund.
Make a motion that we approve ordinance number 1458 as written, authorize mayor to endorse same.
We have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum, I'm sorry, do you have something to say?
I didn't know there was a second.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I second that motion. Thank you.
Okay, thought we had a second, my apologies. I guess I saw you motioning for the thing, yeah. All right. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
I think we were all wanting to go watch the soccer game. Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. All right, and item number 10, another ordinance, repeal and replace section 12-32, costs upon judgment and plea, and amend the section 12-33, copies as warrant for execution of sentence. A discussion and consideration of possible action to approve or deny ordinance 1459, amending chapter 12 of the municipal court. I will open this up for discussions.
I'll take this one. This was brought on my request. So our current ordinance says that we can work prisoners at a rate of $5 a day. It's problematic in a couple areas. We're not working prisoners in any way. And state minimum is now they have to get, if we do work, they have to get double minimum wage. So $5 a day was passed in 1973. It is antiquated. I'd like to clean up the language of our current ordinance and make it comply with current state law.
Okay.
And I just want to say that I reviewed the current ordinance and the proposed ordinance on item number 9 and number 10, and I agree with all the changes. I think you did a fantastic job. This is going to clear up a lot of the ambiguous wordage. But thank you to our legal team and our city attorney for doing this very much.
Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 1459 as written. Authorize mayor to endorse same.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. All right, I would like to adjourn or put on pause our city council meeting and recess to the DCMSMA meeting.
Make a motion that we recess to the DCMSA.
Yeah.
Second.
Need a vote?
Time. It doesn't. You get to pick.
Do what?
Since you get to pick the second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye. All right, we'll call to order the Dale City Municipal Services Authority. And we'll call the roll, please.
Trustee Finch.
Here.
Trustee Childers.
Here.
Trustee Brown.
Here.
Trustee Tatum.
Here.
Chairman Dean.
Here. And we're all here. And let's see, any trustee input? And I've got one thing, just for our knowledge, we've been working on some of the water fountains that's in the city. They were designed not to have a drain, so there's no sewage next to it or anything else. So the drains are set up to be a rock part to just drop the water in and let it drain, naturally just go out. So anyway, if that's a part that's holding things up, like if it's overflowing, it's because it's been raining and should go away. Next thing is we haven't heard of any of the RFPs coming back for the next set of trying to get money spent and going on the water treatment plant and also on the wastewater treatment plant. And so if we can reevaluate where we're at about rehabbing those facilities and moving on with those for the next meeting, that would be great. All right. Thank you. Any other trust input? Okay. And manager's report.
Okay, couple of items. I want to start with the storm debris pickup question that Mr. Bulkey had brought up earlier. So storm debris is available for you to pick up. If you can do it during your actual bulk trash week, that would be ideal to help us out. If you cannot, for example, OG&E has come down and knocked out quite a few tree limbs and things over the past couple of weeks after these storms, and just after what happened on Saturday night, we had quite a bit of additional damage and additional coverage. So getting that out to the edge of your yard as quickly as you can for us to take care of. If it is during your bulk trash week, it'll get picked up naturally. If there's an excessive amount, then we will come and take it. We are not charging for the storm debris pickup. The issue that we are having with a lot of people that are being charged is they put their storm debris out there along with the debris in their backyard they've had for a couple days, weeks, months, or years, along with everything else. So you have your regular bulk trash, which is the 4 cubic yards. There we go. Yeah, not acres, yards. 4 cubic yards. And then you have your actual pickup that's going to be for any type of storm debris. If you do have excessive storm debris, we do ask that you call that into the sanitation department so they can make special consideration to take care of that. But as of now, no one is being charged for the storm debris pickup, but please make sure you keep it separate if you're doing that. If it's got your lawn chair in it, if it's got a bunch of things that are not storm debris related, that does fall outside of your 4 cubic yards, and it does get charged as normal.
Are we going to try to keep it separated, the stuff we can burn, and possibly use our burn curtain, or are we going to be hauling that off?
As of right now, we're able to haul it off based off of our current circumstances. Councilwoman Brown did put me in touch with someone that we're working on a potential issue with the burn curtain, so we may end up changing that, but for now, we're good to go as is, where is.
And so, still, can we put this on, make sure it's a big beacon on our website, because lots of people are asking about this.
Yeah, I'm getting calls
And so,
as well.
so anyway, that, we type in and we open up the website, you just say storm debris. Keep it separate. You have two things going on for your bulk trash, right? You're gonna have your bulk trash pile and you're gonna have your storm debris pile. And I think that, just maybe even put it down that, this may be separated and burned or disposed of separately, and that's why you have to keep it separate.
Absolutely. Kyle, you can get that marketing project out there. Tracy looks like she's going to be able to help with that. My only things, just to remind everyone, and we'll get this posted as we always do, one of the biggest issues that we're seeing is people that take their limbs down, they still leave them under their tree. We cannot get the knuckle boom in there to go underneath the tree to be able to get that. It's got to be out there clearly visible. Be mindful of the power lines. Anything overhead that's going to stop the knuckle boom from actually having its arm reach out there and take it. Yes, sir? Getting out there and taking it. So if you have anything that's kind of obstructive overhead, or you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to sanitation. They can give you the information that you need. But getting it out there as tight as a pile as you can get away from any type of obstruction is a huge help to us.
And not over the water meter. Cannot be over the water meter.
Yes, please don't put it over your water meter. Thank you. Yes.
Ron McCall, 3403 South Ward. What if you have storm debris that is not tree limbs, metal? Say an awning got taken down, or a picnic table, or that lawn chair was part of the debris.
I will have to get something on marketing on that. Good point. Let me see what I can come up with. So far it's just been tree limbs that we've had.
Can we also make sure that we do have a cutoff date and have a, make sure that we know that we're not going to be doing this 3 months from now, that there will be a time that when we stop, and then at that point, maybe we can use the burn curtain so we won't pick it up, but maybe they can drop it off. Something
Excellent.
like that,
We
but
will
we
get
do
something
need
on
a
that. Yes.
timeline.
We can get a sunset date on that from when you can have the storm debris out in addition to your regular bulk trash. The next item up for bid is stormwater. The ladies that were here discussing the issue with their creeks behind, so we now have a full-time stormwater administrator. So all of the creeks that are running through Del City are being taken care of by that individual. As you all know, you do pay a stormwater drainage fee on your utility bills, which the city clerk mentioned we'll be able to start discussing those fees with you during our open house at the end of July to provide that. But just to give you a little idea of that money goes to helping things with drainage and the natural flowing of stormwater. So that does include cleaning up the creeks and taking care of some areas. We are working with certain contractors to see about getting out one time and getting those very cleaned up, and then potentially getting on an RFP similar to what you saw today for right-of-ways and easements before we had parks and public spaces. So maybe getting someone to come out there. Now, the creeks will not be cleaned up weekly when this stall starts. It's most likely going to be a quarterly or biannual situation based off of the sheer size of how many creeks are running through Del City and what they've got. But he is already in the process. That's Mr. DuRoy. He will be working on that, and we'll get you some potential solutions in the coming weeks. Last but not least, as you mentioned, you asking questions about the RFP. So the RFP for the water filtration program at the water plant is out on the streets. We will let you all know as soon as that closes and all the information that we get there. And the project manager is working diligently on the wastewater plant along with Mr. Hatfield and his team to get the next phase going. Right now, Mr. Hatfield, we are still waiting for the bar screens. We're coming closer to that time frame of whenever the contractors can start from the RFP that we have approved. Okay, So with each coming day, that's getting closer, but I will make sure to get a project update to you all as well. On that note, anything from Public Works y'all would like to add? Okay, that's everything for my manager's report.
All right, moving on, we got the consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A, minutes of the regular meeting of the DCMSA of June 15, 2026. Item B is a blanket purchase order for an amount of $50,000 for polycarts to Cascade Engineering Incorporated under 20-530-466. Item C is a blanket purchase order for the amount of $12,320 for testing required by the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality to Accurate Labs under 20-533-371. Item D is a blanket purchase order for the amount of $40,000 for chemicals for the water treatment plant to Brentag Southwest under 20-523-212. Item E is a blanket purchase order for the amount of $41,005.80 for polymer required for water treatment plant to the Mid-America Hydrotech under 20-523-212. Item F is a blanket purchase order for the amount of $13,419 for chemicals for the water treatment plant to Hawkins under 20-533-212. Item G is a blanket purchase order for the amount of $17,882.70 for testing required by the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality to Eurofins Eaton Analyticals Incorporated under 20-533-371. And item H is a blanket purchase order for the amount of $15,000 for testing required by the Oklahoma Department of Environmental Quality under 20-523-371. And that is our consent docket. And I request one clarification before we do this. On the polycarts, we did a polycart vote last time, and I'm wondering what's different about these polycarts than this $50,000 for polycarts on item B.
Yes, sir. This is for a full truckload of about 830 polycarts to get us started in retrofitting a new polycart out there in the city that's going to be more useful to our trucks. Because the polycarts we have now, they are tending to fall apart with the claws that we have on our brand new trucks. So this is a step in the right direction to upgrade everything that it is for sanitation to get new polycarts that will be better used, also not knocked over by the wind.
Oh, great.
So as long as they're on level ground, they do stand up better than the ones we do have now. So we should have a lot less problems with polycarts falling down.
Are they approximately the same size of cubic yards?
They're same 96-gallon polycarts. They're just a little bit different styled, but they'll stand up better to elements.
Okay, thank you. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve item 5A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and H.
I will second.
We got a motion and a second. Any questions? Take the vote. Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Trustee Finch?
Aye.
And chair votes aye. Motion passes. Any further trust input? And
Make a motion to adjourn to the Del City Economic Development Authority.
Second.
we have a motion and a second to adjourn and take the vote. And Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Trustee Childers?
Aye.
Trustee Finch?
Aye.
And chair votes aye, and motion passes.
This is the Del City Economic Development Authority. Joey, please call roll.
Trustee Dean?
Here.
Trustee Brown?
Here.
Trustee Tatum?
Here.
Trustee Childers?
Here.
Chairwoman Finch?
Here. Is there any trust input at this time? Seeing none, manager's report.
Okay, a few items for the EDA. I want to let you all know that we got to go to the Middell Moore Real Estate Association luncheon a few weeks ago. The development director and myself got to give a great presentation alongside the cities of Midwest City and the city of Moore about what's happening with the development around the city of Del City. They were very interested in hearing that our housing inspection program has been repealed and we're moving on to other things. So that was something that they were very interested in hearing more about. In addition to that, they have provided us, they've had a lot of questions about the new developments that are coming. They've noticed a lot of things have either gone under contract or now up for sale, so they're very excited to see that. And I did want to let the mayor know that this is something that I know since you have taken over to let everyone know Del City is open for business, so we are actively promoting that as much as we can, that mentality to make sure everyone knows, come to us, ask us questions, let us provide you information. So we're very happy to have that. So we do appreciate the MDMAR for offering us the opportunity to present at that luncheon. In addition to that, some other items coming up. We do have our MOU at the Chamber that is going to be coming due in the next couple of weeks, so we're actively working on updating and modifying that to meet the needs of this new fiscal year. And in doing that, we are also looking at potential changes to the location of our current Economic Development Authority office space, which, as you know, is co-shared by the Chamber of Commerce in the extra building of the community center. We are now looking at moving that location potentially, so we'll be bringing you some of that information in the coming weeks. But we had a nice walkthrough of the potential area last week, which will also directly interconnect with the Rose Lane project that we think is going to go very well. So we do appreciate everyone coming together and working on that, and we'll get you more information soon. A piece of news on the staffing side of things, I did want to announce that Logan Wilson, she was one of our code clerks, has been promoted to full-time grants coordinator, and she was the one that worked on the $300,000 grant that we talked about before. So as requested by the council, we do have someone that is focusing full-time on grants now, and we had our first official grants kickoff meeting last week, and we have 7 active grants in the city that we are currently either already awarded, in the process, or closing out. So we're happy to see that number, and we're hoping to continue to see that number grow, along with the different things that we'll be able to do project-wise with the money coming there. So congratulations to Mrs. Wilson on her promotion. We're happy to see her moving up. That being said, our Economic Development Director was accepted to be a part of the, if you want to give us information on your Leadership Academy that starts this Thursday.
It's the OMAG Leadership Academy. It is a competitive process to get into that. I was able to get in. I think it's a total of 6 months worth of class time and instruction, and then a lot of good networking is going to come from this. So I'm really excited to be able to go to this.
Yes, so congratulations on being selected in that process. We are very happy to see that growth and that continuation, and to see what awesome items you're going to bring us. So congratulations, Mr. Gandy. For those of you that have gotten the email today, the Rotary Club is going to be doing a service project on Tinker Diagonal at Sunny Lane, at the Sunny Lane I-40 area, where they're going to clean up the area where the Rotary Club signs are. That's going to be happening, I believe, next Tuesday. You all will receive an invite to that, and it has been added to your council calendar, where the Rotarians are going to come out and kind of clean up that area, including the welcome bed. So if anyone would like to participate in that, we'll be more than happy to have you. Josh is not available to be here tonight, but we do have our Coffee Connection coming up this Thursday at 8 o'clock in the morning at the Mid-Del Technology Center, so we hope everyone joins us for that. And last but certainly not least, on the 9th of July coming up, we are having multiple meetings with Congressman Tom Cole. We are very excited to meet with him and to go over some different items and things that we're hoping to see in the city, and won't hesitate to ask him for any federal funding he may have available in the coming fiscal year. So as you all know, the new fiscal year for the federal government starts in October, so we will be happily hitting him up. Mayor, I believe you are taking the charge on that, so yes. Thank you for that one, and we are ready to rock and roll. So that being said, Mr. Gandy, anything you'd like to add? Okay, then we are good to go.
Thank you, JD. Item 5, consent docket. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A, minutes of the regular meeting of DCEDA of June 15th, 2026. Item B, blanket purchase order for the amount of $32,000 for quarterly newsletters to DPM Group.
Is that quarterly newsletters for the
Neighborhood Watch.
neighborhood watches?
No, these are for the newsletters that you all received, the nice glossy
nice
ones that
glossy.
come in the mail, and this covers them for the full year through our marketing budget.
Okay. Make a motion that we approve the consent docket, items A and B.
Second?
Take a vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Childers.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Item 6, Scott Street South Repayment Plan. Discussion, consideration, and possible action to approve or deny the extension of the repayment plan for Scott Street South loan with First National Bank for fiscal year '27 in the amount of $20,000 per month pursuant to the terms previously approved by DCEDA.
I make a motion that we approve the extension of the repayment plan for Scott Street loan with First National Bank in the amount of $20,000 per month pursuant to the terms previously approved by the DCEDA trust, authorized trust chair to endorse any necessary documents.
Second.
Take a vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Childers.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion passes. Any other trust input?
Yes, one thing. I was out of town in Florida at the time of the Realtors Convention, helping my child move into his new house. I say child, he's a Coast Guard, proud member of our Coast Guard, and bought his first house. I wanted to say thank you for going and representing us and doing such a great job. We really need to advertise that Del City is open for business. We need the new businesses, we need the right businesses, and get that instituted. And I really wholeheartedly believe it starts with our city manager and Kyle clearing a lot of the paths that are necessary, a lot of the roadblocks that have been there in the past to get businesses to come into our city. And so those are some of the things these guys are working on, and they've been doing a pretty excellent job so far. And so I wanted to reach out and publicly say thank you, and let's keep up the good work, and let's get some new stuff going in here, because we need it. I need a new restaurant to go eat at. So,
I make a motion that we adjourn and return to the Del City regular city meeting.
Second.
Take a vote. Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Childers.
aye.
Chair votes aye. We are now adjourned back to the city council meeting.
In honor of Pam, I'm gonna bang my gavel. There we go. All right. Item number 11, executive session, discussion, consideration, possible action, if any, to approve recessing to executive session pursuant to the Oklahoma Open Meeting Act, Oklahoma Statutes, Title 25, Section 301, for the purpose of the following. A and B, pending investigations, claims, and actions, including but not limited to Amber D. Hines and James C. Hines versus the City of Del City. And item B, purchase of appraisal of real property, including but not limited to I-40 and Scott Street. I will open up for discussion and a motion. Do we need that?
You just need a motion.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we go to executive session.
We have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Mr. Attorney, does this item meet the requirements for executive session?
It does.
Okay. Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch? Aye. Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. So we do that every time?
Should we make the motion to return?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
All right. Item number 12, action from the executive session, discussion, consideration, and possible action deemed appropriate, if any, arising from the discussions held in the executive session concerning confidential matters pertaining A and B.
I make a motion that we proceed as discussed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
All right, any final council input? So what was the phone thing? Oh, mayor votes aye. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Item A, pending investigations, claim. Okay. B, purchase of appraisal of real property, including but not limited to I-40 and Scott Street. Authorize the mayor, city manager to endorse any necessary documents.
I make a motion that we proceed as discussed.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch?
Aye.
Councilman Dean?
Aye.
All right, mayor votes aye. Got me that time. All right. Any final council input?
Go USA.
Boomer sooner.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Councilman Tatum?
Aye.
Councilman Brown?
Aye.
Councilman Finch? Councilman Dean?
Aye.
Mayor votes aye.